After winning 10 straight road games to start the year, the Lakers have now lost their last 2. Anthony Davis sat out with a knee contusion, and only 3 Lakers hit double-digit point totals in their 107-92 loss to the Pistons. And after the game, LeBron described how he was feeling after the back-to-back road games. Take a listen.
Yeah, I think Detroit played extremely well tonight, and then we didn't play well. We didn't play well at all. Like our legs got to us a little bit on the second night with back-to-back. That was the result of it. I don't get tired. I don't feel tired. I get my sleep, I get my rest, but I have a lot of energy. I don't get tired when we're not playing. I have an opportunity to rest and get my body back right, get my mind refreshed. But I don't get tired.
Doesn't get tired. Shannon, who is most to blame for the loss?
Well, Skip, they went cold they went 7 minutes. It's hard to win a ball game, a very close ball game, Skip, and you go 7 minutes without scoring a basket. And when I say not scoring a basket, I'm talking about I ain't talking about just shooting from the floor. I'm talking about from the free throw line, anything. You can't get anything. And that's what happened. They got cold, especially in the fourth quarter. They only scored 34 points in the second half. Thought they played really well in the first half. I thought LeBron played an excellent first half. But, Skip, and there's always a method to LeBron's madness. And you and I talked about this the other night. He got it going early, and then he okay, let me get other guys in. Because I'm always thinking, and I could be totally wrong and off base about this, but I always think that he's always thinking about the big picture. He's thinking about down the road. Skip, he started the first half. He was 20 points, 1 assist. Then he comes out in the second half. He's 2 points, 9 assists. If you look at what he was trying to do in the third quarter, he had 6 assists in the third quarter, trying to get everybody else involved. I thought Kuzma played really well last night, Skip. Trying to get people involved, trying to do that, and I think it hurt his rhythm. I would wish, Skip, most guys, if that's Durant, if that's any other guy, and they go 7-7 to start the game, they go 4-4 from 3, oh, damn assist total. My assist total might be 3, Skip, but I'm going to have 45, 50 points, especially when you start off like that, but that's not how LeBron thinks. LeBron's like, okay, let me get everybody else involved. We might need these guys down the road. Let me show them that I have confidence in them to give them opportunities. And he turned into a facilitator in the second half, but he lost his rhythm. But I did think his legs got heavy. Maybe he's not, but his legs, the output, that 3 ball started hitting the front of the rims, which is a sign that said, yeah, the legs don't have that pop that they had in the beginning. So I don't necessarily say he was tired, it's fatigued, but his legs did get heavy. Played 36 minutes last night, 39 minutes against Philly. And so he's still averaging a career low, 33 minutes, even after playing those heavy minutes the last couple of nights, back to back. But I'm not overly concerned. I just need to see more consistency out of the bench. Wesley Matthews got to get it going. But I would like to see THT get more runs, Skip. I'd like to see him get more minutes because he comes in with a lot of energy. He plays hard. He defends at a high level. But like LeBron said, give Detroit credit. Detroit played well. Skip, they made some shots, too. When did Blake Griffin all of a sudden turn into a 3-point marksman? And Wayne Ellington, man, I wish we could have got Wayne Ellington because he's a very good 3-point shooter. Jeremy Grant, the plum lead, came from Denver. They played extremely well. Give Detroit credit. They played well last night, and the Lakers did not.
Okay, so I believe I just heard my man, Shannon Sharpe, say that LeBron James, his man, was not telling the truth when he said at the end of his soliloquy, I don't get tired.
He said his legs, he said it in the beginning before he said that. He said legs got heavy.
Our legs got heavy.
Yeah.
That was throwing teammates under bus. That was pointing the finger at them. He was trying to say, they got tired, I never get tired. So he was deflecting the blame off himself onto his teammates for getting tired in the second half of a back-to-back game on the road.
Skip, he started 7 of 7.
Okay.
He ended up 8 of 19.
Okay.
So he was 1 for 12 on his last.
Thank you. I have a whole lot to say about that. So let's go back to the first quarter, shall we?
Yes.
This was another first accomplished by the great LeBron James, because in my life watching NBA basketball, I cannot remember a player getting this hot and then going that cold, which was even colder than the hot.
Yes.
Which is hard to do. Okay, so why is that? This is just me. his confidence from distance is still a little bit flimsy, a little bit fragile, because he came into this year as a 34% career three-point shooter, and he's on mostly a hot streak because he's still at 42% because he hit 4 out of 8 last night. But he hit, as you say, his first 7 shots, including 4 threes. But we have to see what he did after his third three, when he was starting to really feel it, and it forced Dwayne Casey to call a quick timeout for the home Detroit Pistons. If we can see what happened, LeBron makes the three. He's out of his mind. He's walking it back, backpedaling, and the timeout gets called. And what does LeBron do with the timeout? He then sprints to the bench. He sprints to the bench. It's such a hot dog move. You just can't. It's beneath his dignity.
So what should he do? Crawl, centipede?
No, you just walk to the bench or trot to the bench like everybody else does, because you don't need to be that uncool. Like Jordan would never have done that.
See, and Jordan doesn't do it. Nobody else can do it.
But it's such a hot dog move. I'm going to sprint to the bench because I'm so hot. I want everybody to see how hot I am.
Skip, you love boxing. What would Big George do in between the rounds? He would stay. Did he sit on the stool or did he stand in the corner? Ali would never do that.
I don't care.
See, you see, Skip.
Okay, but it's just such a, it's an embarrassing hot dog move. I'm so hot, I'm going to sprint to the bench. It's like a Harry Hustle move, some high school kid who gets hot and, watch, I'm going to sprint to the bench because I'm on fire.
I mean, LeBron James would never shrug his shoulders after hitting three threes in a row.
Okay, well, that was just cool.
You see, now that's just cool.
Come on, you got to give it up.
You see, now that's just cool.
That's to the TV guys like, I don't know what's happened.
So LeBron was like, hey, let me go on and get head to the bench and get my leg, get off my feet.
Okay, sprint to the bench. Okay, so he makes then a 4th three out of his mind. I'm thinking, this is going to be an all-timer. But then on his 5th three attempt, it comes with 8:12 left in the second quarter. What happened? Here we go again. LeBron, I'm hot. I'm feeling it, and I'm going to shoot this one, and I hit nothing. He airballed it. When would you ever see a great three-point shooter, a Steph or a Clay, airball a shot? They just don't airball because they're just too good. They're always going to draw iron.
I saw KD airball a 3 the other night.
Okay, but I don't consider him an all-time great three-point shooter. He's a 7-footer who can make threes.
But you say he's the best player in the NBA.
Well, he is.
So how you airball?
He's a mid-range jump shooter.
Well, how you airball the best player?
Okay, but this is about LeBron James. Somehow, his confidence got destroyed by that one miss, because after that, he couldn't buy one. And to your point, he goes 1 of 12 the rest of the game, and the one was a little put back on he got a little offensive rebound underneath and just put it back in. That was the only one he could score out of his next 12 shots.
Right.
Well, that's impossibly bad. So then let's fast forward to the 4th quarter, and with 8:40 left in this game, the Pistons are only up 1 point, and guess what happens? They go on a 19-2 run, so it's a game. It's winnable, and LeBron is playing.
88.
Yeah, LeBron is playing 10 minutes of the 4th quarter, so he's all in, man. And as he says, I don't get tired, so we're not going to give him the tired excuse.
No.
And what happens? He goes turnover, missed 3, then he missed sort of a driving layup, missed 3, missed 3. If we could see these, this is his riff of 4th quarter. You know, to your point, that one was way short. You losing your legs? Then the driving layup. He's been missing a lot. That was an air ball.
He's been missing
a lot at the rim lately. Then another 3 is just a clanger. And then that got knocked out of bounds by the Lakers. And then this is his last 3-point attempt. It's not even close. So he just lost it. He's lost his confidence, his feel, his rhythm, whatever. But those are 4 shots. So he goes 0 for 4 in the 4th quarter. And it's hard to fathom how a guy that just a week ago, we're talking about what happened in Cleveland. Heck, just days ago, a week ago. It was just early this week. Yeah. He scores 21. He goes out of his mind. He looked like beyond Jordan in the 4th quarter with 21 points because he got mad at that executive in the front row in Cleveland who overclapped on a miss at the end of the 3rd quarter.
Remember, Skip, what he did against the Bucks. He had a monster 4th quarter against the Bucks. So.
Well, it wasn't a month. He had a big stretch in there where they got back in the game, but he had a monster opening to the 4th quarter. He had a salvo.
Yeah, we had to. I mean,
but he went from the 7:21 mark all the way down to 104 without making a shot.
But
they got back. They cut it all the way down to 2.
We bookended. So we started and then let somebody else do something in the middle.
But think about what happened. The Pistons were also playing back-to-back, having lost the night before, speaking of Cleveland, at Cleveland by 15. The Pistons had. That was their 5th loss in 6 games. That dropped them to 4-14, second worst record to Washington in the Eastern Conference. And they're just not very good. Do they have some firepower there? Yep. I got what you said about Ellington and Blake, and you're right. I watched Blake for 2 full years at Oklahoma. He couldn't make a shot beyond 1 foot, and that's the God's truth.
He was Zion before Zion.
Okay, I got
Number dunks.
And could he dunk? Could he dunk? But has he not figured out how to shoot? And it happens. Maybe Zion can take that path and figure out how to make some shots.
Skip, I thought what happened was early. If you look at the first half, the Lakers should have been up, and they would end up being they might have been up. They might have been up. But 6 turnovers. And it seems like every time they start to get a little cushion, Skip, what do they come down and do? Turn the ball over. They had 6 turnovers. Detroit had 1. And that's the thing that I see with them is that they turn the ball over. The same thing that they got them in trouble with Golden State when they had that big lead. They started turning the ball over, and Golden State started chipping away. Well, Detroit was able to hang around because you turned the ball over. Clean up some of that.
Okay, and I agree with what you said about Kyle Kuzma. He actually played very well last night. And what was the difference?
He started.
He got to start last night. Is there a case to be made he should start over KCP? Yeah, there is.
But here's
except that KCP is a clutch client.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. Guess what? When he's in the starting lineup and AD's there, does he play like this? So he goes from being the 3rd option to being the 2nd option.
But his whole body language changed. It's like I belong out here.
He doesn't. Right. He does not believe. He doesn't see himself as a Lou Williams.
He
sees his value as being a starter and being able to put points on the board. So
he plays a little more timidly when he comes in. His energy is down a notch, and he tries to do the little things like rebounding and facilitating.
He's gotten to the glass a lot lately. He had a couple of offensive rebounds. 3 offensive rebounds yesterday.
Well,
but